from hypnosis.
And we are back. I know it's been a while. We missed you guys. We had some vacations to tend to, and we've really been doing some meditation. We've been really, just working on projects, working on things that can better this intellectual dopeness and all of this that we can provide to you. So we're feeling refreshed, we're feeling renewed, and we're feeling like we've had some experiences to really be able to share with you guys since we've been gone. And so one of the main topics that we're going to touch on today is like relationships. People who like to drain you from your energy. We like to call those people energy vampires, and
parasites.
Exactly. So that's something that we're going to talk about today because we both had our own personal experience with those types, and I'm sure everyone, man, woman, everyone has been in touch with these people who just want to drain your energy, that wants to be around, may not have any contribution to your well-being, and just want to, get that energy from your good flow of energy that comes along with you. So today, that's what the topic is going to be about. We're going to share some personal experiences that we've had just from our own, past, situations where we're dealing with people. And we just want to make people aware, of the signs that allow you to realize, that might be an energy vampire.
Exactly.
That might be someone that wants to, suck up all my energy and drain me. You know what I'm saying? So I personally have a recent situation that I just was blessed to make it out of alive, because they were sucking me dry of all my fucking energy. So now that I've been able to come from that situation, I'm able to reflect back on it and really realize oh my gosh, I will never, ever, 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 do you know, how much of it's a lesson learned from this situation? Because, I've dealt with people who, you get around them, you want to see the good in everybody, right? So, you try to see the best in people, and you just kind of rush, you jump into a situation thinking you know a person.
Give people the benefit of the doubt when they don't even deserve it.
Basically.
Show me who you are and show me why I should even give you the benefit of the doubt. That's one of the things.
Yeah.
I think, as people in relationships, as people in general, we always want to give people the benefit of the doubt and, want it to be the best for everyone involved and want them to be the best for you and vice versa. But in our reality, sometimes it's just not going to be that.
Right. And sometimes, you don't allow that time to play out. That's a lot of issues with getting into relationships. A lot of times we don't allow the allotted time to play out to really be able to see the reality of a person. Because in the beginning, it's hard to say whether someone deserves your time or not, because the time has to play out for you can even actually see that. So a lot of times we just jump into a situation because of our attraction. We may feel that we have so many things in common with the person, and you have to peep game on people who just allow you to just talk and tell all about yourself, and they don't really have anything to give or share, because a lot of times those people are just preying on you. They're listening to your everything so they can make it seem like, oh yeah, they can play that role as if there's somebody for you, because you're just telling them about everything about you. Sometimes you just have to slowly allow people to get to know you.
Exactly. And another thing, I feel people can say anything. People can even do anything. So I feel we're always saying, oh, well, if their words and their actions match up, you good to go, you good to go. Well, I've come to find that that's not really the case. You can have somebody in your ear saying everything you want to hear and actually doing everything that you want, but it's all about where their intention is coming from. Why are they doing this? What is causing them to do this? Is it really from a genuine place, or is it because they want to have one up on you, or so they can say that they have one up on you? So just from my personal experience, I feel instead of going by what people say and what people do, we need to pay attention to the patterns. Is the patterns of this individual matching up with the words and the actions? Then I feel it'll be safe to move forward if everything is aligned up. But at the same time, if we have to question anything that is being brought to the table, we have to take heed to that as well. Why am I even questioning this?
It's true. Because a lot of times we have our signs just from our intuition. We may not necessarily physically know that, what's going on with this person, but a lot of times we get the feeling within us, and we just want to give people the benefit of the doubt. Naturally, that's what we do. We say, oh, let's just give them a chance, but a lot of times our soul, our spirit knows before our logical mind can catch up and know, like, something's not right. So sometimes all you need to do is just follow that intuition, because I can say, just from my own experience, there's been so many times over and over again where I felt within the beginning of meeting someone like, oh, I don't know about this person. And then, you allow more and more time to go by, and then you find reasons to continue to let this person stay around you, because they're peeping you, they're reading you, they're playing off of what you put out there, and so then they're able to make it seem like you just have all these great things in common, and the next thing you know, you think you're in love, and then you think you done found you one, and then next thing you know, you like, who the fuck is this nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, you be like, what the hell is going on? Hold on,
Right.
So you have to be real with yourself. You have to, the number one thing is following that intuition.
Exactly.
Your intuition is never wrong. My intuition has never been wrong, and all the times I can reflect back on the time when I started dealing with somebody, I can always go back to that moment when I said, you know what, I should have listened to my first mind, because I knew that nigga wasn't shit.
With every single situation. And it's like, we also have to take into consideration that, if you believe in soulmate and fated relationships, or just how relationships happen in general, you're only meant to be with one person. So 99% of the people you meet ain't gonna be about shit or about what you're trying to be on, or on the same frequency as you. So instead of trying to make somebody the one, focus on yourself. I feel like that's what's going to help lead those genuine connections to you, because the more we are focused on ourselves and loving ourselves like no other, the more we're able to attract those types of relationships to us through law of attraction. So to genuinely even get the person that really gets you, you have to fully 100 be unapologetic in who you are and love yourself enough first to understand when somebody's not meant to make it to the next level.
That is real talk. What Red Pill, he said that's cloth talk. That's the cloth talk right there.
Shout out to Red Pill.
Right.
Shout out to Blue Pill.
Real shit. Like, when it comes to being able to peep game and being able to, you have to pay attention to everything. Literally everything. And like she said before, when you know your self-worth, you won't tolerate the bullshit. You won't allow things to even play out, because you'll be like, hold on. This nigga's trying to play me. I know I'm not a fool. I know I'm not a dummy.
I know I'm not tripping.
I know I'm not tripping, and you have to believe in yourself enough to know you're not tripping, because a lot of times there's going to be things that steer you away from your intuition, and if you don't learn how to put that first beyond, what we always see sometimes with our physical, on a physical level, like with our eyes, like you said, that intention may not be coming from a good place. Like, I had a nigga handing over their whole fucking check, but that don't mean that their intention is for me. That doesn't mean that they want the best for me. That don't mean that they want to build something and create a future with me, and they want, they don't mean they want to see the best things for me. You know what I'm saying?
We have to watch out for opportunist type of people.
Yeah.
Where is this person at in their life, and how am I adding value to their life? And is it something that's going to hinder me, or is it something that's going to help me? Because in all reality, I'm not saying you need to make sure somebody's all the way 100% together before you can get into a relationship. This is life. It's a learning experience. We always going to be reaching for the next level. Unfortunately, nowadays, people are more so looking for opportunity. A lot of times when people aren't really looking for love any days, they're looking, what can I get up out of this person? How can this person help get me to the next level? And they're not really even concerned about what you have going on. It's just me, 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 me. So the best way to avoid situations like that is to be on the same level as somebody, have the same goals, aspirations, things of that nature, and really just feel them out and feel where they're coming from, because people talk all day, and they don't be talking about nothing.
Yeah, that's so true. And you, like you said before, actions speak louder than words. So a lot of times, actions are going to speak louder than words. So if you can see what somebody's doing, what they're putting into themselves too, not just what they're putting into you, but what are they doing for themselves? Because that's the number one key that you can tell someone who is an energy vampire. Like a lot of times, they're putting everything into you, but not doing anything for themselves. They're steady so that way, they can manipulate you into believing that, oh, they're all for you. But it's like someone who's for you is going to be for themselves as well. They putting their self first, because how can you help someone else if you ain't helping your damn self? So at the end of the day, you want to see action, but you also want to see that is somebody who puts something within their own, aspirations, their own goals, their own future, and they're wanting to collaborate and bring that together with you and build something together.
Consistency is key. I feel like, that's the main way, to figure it out. Is this going to work or not? Because if someone is consistently showing you something, whether it's for the positive or for the negative, there's your answer. That's all you need to know. We have to also stop painting these pictures. When somebody shows you their true color, stop trying to paint a different picture. Like, that's what it is. Keep it moving. So as long as we're putting ourselves first and guarding our energy and our space, I feel like that'll help us from being in a situation to where we have to wonder, okay, is this for my best good or not?
Yeah, and a lot of times too, I think that just the society that we live in today, everything's just moving so fast. So it's like we jump head first, and generations over time, we just got that easy button. We want it now. We don't want to invest any time in anything. We want instant gratification. So any time or anything that's worth putting your energy into is going to take time. Anything that becomes great, you've invested time into creating that. So we have to realize that, everything is not going to be instant. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to find the love of your life right then there. Most likely, if you feel like you're in love with somebody that fast, it's infatuation. It's not love. So you have to.
It's lust.
You have to. Yeah, it's lust. You have to figure out, like, you have to be honest with yourself about what it is. Don't let that physical attraction trap you into believing that you're in love with someone that you barely even know. Because a lot of times you'll be head over heels for somebody, and you get this, this feeling that you have for this person that you think is love, and it's just the physical attraction. And then you got yourself caught up.
The feeling go away.
basically, because you didn't put the time in to really know the person. So, that person, when that person shows their true self, that little infatuation phase that you go through in the beginning has, drifted away, and now you're stuck with the real person. Luckily, I'm blessed to say that I haven't got caught up, but I know so many people who've gotten caught up with guys, because they've had children with them, or, you just end up being in situations with these people, and then you realize they're not good for you. So, like, a lot of this is like to try to help you, to try to save you from time wasted with people who don't have your best interest, because the reality of it is there's like a very high percentage of people in this world. This society is creating narcissistic behavior where people just do not want the genuine good for you. They're just looking, like you said earlier, to find what they can use you for. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's comfort, whether it's
how can you add to their agenda? How can you add to what they got going on versus what can you guys build together? So I feel like ways to know that you're dealing with these type of people. First of all, try to tell them no. Always say no to a motherfucker, and that'll let you know real quick who you dealing with. I'm to the point where I'm about to start testing people and just be like, nope. And it's like we feel like we have to give people explanations. You've grown. You don't owe nobody no explanation for nothing. So we also have to stop feeling bad and sorry about asking questions or this, that, and the other because we don't want to seem like we're tripping. Well, no, if something don't sound right, it don't sound right. I'm going to ask my questions. And if that's an issue for you, that's okay. So you can take that and you can keep it moving. I don't have time. So it's like if I feel like I have to question you on where you're coming from or what you got going on, or like I can't have a conversation with you without you taking some type of offense to what I'm saying instead of actually processing it to try to make the situation better. To me, that's a red flag.
Yeah, and set your standards high, because one thing that I realize is that we'll place someone on a pedestal before we even know them just because of the physical attraction that we may have for them. So you have to set yourself on a higher pedestal. You have to set your needs and what it is that you want for yourself, and don't allow that physical attraction to make you feel like you're less than, like you're actually trying to prove yourself to a person, because at the end of the day, that person needs to prove themselves to you, or you guys need to prove yourselves to each other. And I don't even want to use the terminology of prove yourself, but it's more of like, okay,
show me why I should invest my time and my energy.
Yeah, basically.
How are we gonna help take each other to the higher level? Like, because that's what relationships are for. Regardless if it's a friend, if it's a lover, if it's a whatever, it doesn't matter who it is or what it's about or for. Your relationships are to help you evolve into a better you, and they're also a reflection of self. So it's like if you keep repeating these cycles with different people, or you keep having the same type of person come into your life and you just don't understand why you keep attracting this type of person, it has to do with the energy you putting out there. So you have to check yourself, like, okay, well, what am I doing that keeps drawing these type of people to me? How can I switch my energy around to where I'm not attracting situations to my life that aren't helping me? So, I feel like that it helps us to figure out who and what we need to be with. So, but the quality of people that you attract, I feel, helps you figure out where your energy and where you at.
Yes, that's very true. We draw to us, like you said, what we put out there. So a lot of times, it could be dealing with your own insecurities. It could be dealing with things that may have affected you in your childhood that allows you to situations that you need to learn from, so that way you can move forward from the situation. Every day is about growth. Every day is about finding new things about ourselves, and people that come into our lives are there to help us with those things, to help us find out deeper about who we are within ourselves. And sometimes it takes someone else to be a reflection of us for us to decide, or for us to see, like, okay, look, I know something new about myself that I didn't even realize until this person came along, or I've experienced a situation by dealing with this person that I've never experienced before that allowed me to see this about myself. And now that I see that, it may be a new contribution to what I'm working towards in the future, or who I want to be. So these things are important because you want to make sure you're not wasting your time dealing with people who don't have your best interests, but sometimes even people who don't are there to teach you a lesson. And sometimes you just have to be, and the lesson could simply be to learn how to be able to differentiate
no, or
a good person from a bad person, or someone who's not that good for you.
So no matter what, how bad a situation ends up with somebody, or how good a situation ends up, it's like we need to appreciate all of these relationships that we have. Every interaction that we have with anyone, we need to appreciate it, because it's helping us mold ourselves into the person that we want to be. And regardless, if you like this person or not at this moment or time, it was something about the person that you draw yourself to them in the first place. So it's like we're quick to be like, oh, that motherfucker crazy, this, that, and the other. Okay, but you was dealing with them though. So what's that say about you? We're quick to knock people that we used to deal with, when in all reality, at one point, that's exactly what we wanted. Being so negative about the situation, or saying, oh, I don't like them, or I don't want to deal with them because of this, that, or the other. Okay, we'll see it for what it is and just keep it moving. There's no need to talk crazy or, be disrespectful. I mean, if that's how you work and that's how you operate, then that's okay. But we need to keep under consideration, like, how people treat you is their karma. How you react is yours.
Okay, so basically, in the future, I would say that a good thing to do is practice discernment. Like, when you meet somebody, just don't be taken by their physical attraction. Feel how you feel within yourself about the person take heed to what it is that they're saying, how they're acting, how they're treating other people around you guys. Be very observant and follow your intuition. Sometimes just how you feel about somebody in the beginning will tell you. And sometimes, like you said, you run that course and allow that person to continue to try to portray this certain way about them that may not be true to who they are. And so follow your intuition, follow your instincts in those situations, and then also make sure that after you're doing your observing, make sure that you're paying attention to the way that they're interacting with you. And if they're pushy, they're trying to really, really be overbearing about how you should move forward. And a lot of times when someone's rushing you too, that's a good indicator that they're trying to get in and out. You know what I'm saying? They're not there for the long haul. A lot of times patience will show you someone's intention,
And I feel like it's good. It's a good thing to practice being the energy you wish to receive. What all you want in a mate, be that. If you want somebody that's loving, caring, genuine, be that. Because the energy you put out there is going to be the energy that you get back. So I feel like in order to really make sure you're manifesting genuine, heartfelt relationships, you need to put that genuine, heartfelt love out there and protect yourself and protect your space, and know that you're going to attract to you situations and people in your life that are going to help take you to the next level. And if you have to question somebody, then that's all the answer you need. We need to put ourselves on pedestals, and we need to love ourselves so unconditionally and be so unapologetic in who we are that if somebody's not rocking with it, they ain't gonna have no choice but to keep it moving, because they can't handle all the energy that's coming from you right now.
Facts. So on that note, you guys, thank you so much for checking in with us at Intellectual Dopeness.
Thank you.
We are going to be back with you guys next week, and we want to send you all peace and love.